What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. So today is Monday, January 22nd, and I am taking you guys on a walk with me. Today we are going to be talking about a topic one of you guys had asked about not too long ago, and that was around study tips. So here are my top 10 study tips, okay, so let's start. My first study tip is to make sure that you're taking good notes. Sometimes it's a lot easier than it used to be. If you're a pen and paper person, you can take your notes on paper, or have systems now that are available where you can record your notes and then turn that audible into text, and then you can also have them summarized. So like something that I used to like to do when I was in college was set up a Zoom link during my classes online so that I could record the teacher as they were speaking. And now they have this neat tool called Zoom Summary, so you can summarize the notes that you're recording on your laptop. So if you have that function, great. If not, you can always take your handwritten notes, and that's helpful too. Study tip number two. Study tip number two is to make sure that you have friends who also have good grades. This helps because when you're trying to make sure that you're doing your homework, that's when you're trying to make sure that you're getting your homework done, you want to be hanging out with people that have the same goals. Because if you're trying to get a project done and you're hanging out with friends that aren't focused, aren't going to help you keep on task, sometimes it makes it harder to do the thing, because then you end up wasting time and having to come do the activity later when you have less energy. So the second study tip is making sure that you have friends that have the same values. Study tip number three is to do your studying during your most productive part of the day. I know it took me a while to figure out what kind of person I am, but I'm going to try to have a link below so you guys can take a quick quiz that will help you find out what your optimal performance time of the day might be. If you're a morning person, then you're going to want to do most of your homework and studying in the morning. If you're an evening person, that means that, or a nighttime person, sometimes that might mean your optimal study time is going to be during the evening. But whatever time that is, you want to make sure that you prioritize it. So you want to do your harder tasks first, and then the easier tasks can wait till later, or until least productive time of the day, because you're winding down and it's going to be easier for you to focus on those easy tasks at that time of the day when you don't need your full brain power to focus on them. Study tip number 4. It's okay to ask for help. This is something else that took me a long time to accept. If I ran into a roadblock while I was studying, I would spend hours trying to solve the problem myself. I was always the go-to person if someone else was struggling. I didn't mind helping them, but I had a hard time asking for help myself. Just to remind you guys that it's okay to ask for help sometimes. And I don't know if like any of you can relate, but there are a couple times in high school where I went to tutoring. There were a few times in high school where I was a tutor, and that was such a blessing. It really helped to shift my perspective when I needed help, because I was the person helping other people, and there was no shame in that, right? So if you can put yourself in the other person's shoes and you're okay supporting them when they need it, especially if it's your job as a tutor, to understand that when you need help, people are there to be that same support system for you. So it's okay to ask for help from your parents, from your peers who are also good at whatever subject you're learning, or from a tutor. Study tip number 5. Take breaks. I know it's easy sometimes for some of you who are perfectionists when it comes to studying to try to study for hours on end and not get up to stretch, not get up to walk. But you should take a break, at least for 5 to 10 minutes every couple of hours that you're studying. Otherwise, you end up burning yourself out. You're exhausted and you can't focus. It'll allow you to do more quality work instead of quantity work, right? Because it's better to spend 1 hour studying and take a 5-minute break every hour, every 2 hours, instead of to spend 9 hours studying because you can't really focus, and then you end up turning in work that is subpar because you haven't taken the time to rest and recharge. In a study group, you guys can be accountability partners for each other. You can check each other's homework. You can cross-reference each other's notes. And every quarter, if you're like me and my study groups in college and in high school, have a party every quarter. Sometimes the friends that you make in school where you can learn and grow together, support each other, and build each other up, are the friends that you can have for the rest of your life. Tip number 7 is do the hard things first. I think we talked about that a little bit. Yep. If you have a task that's challenging and you have a little bit of time before you leave school, go ahead and get it out of the way. Then when you're home, you can relax and enjoy your time at home. Or better yet, if you have some extra time when you're at home to get ahead, then when you have free time at school because all of your work is done, you'll be able to relax and enjoy some time with your friends because you have everything taken care of ahead of time. So that was tip number 8. Don't wait. If you can do your homework while you're at school instead of waiting until you get home, do that. Then you'll have more time to relax later. Number 9, study tip number 9 is to make sure that you're eating healthy. So that's the food that you put in your body, you're eating enough fruits, vegetables, drinking enough water. Because if you're feeding your body and your brain food that's going to help you to function and focus, you'll feel better and you'll be able to focus better, which means your grades should be better. It's easier to study if you can focus. Finally, study tip number 10 is self-talk. I would say this is probably the most important tip. No matter what's going on with your personal life or your grades, to take a minute and to be proud of the fact that you've taken the time to work on it, and to congratulate yourself instead of beating yourself up. Because I feel like it's easy for us to say, oh, I didn't do this right, or oh, I didn't do that right. And you might have a home life where your parents aren't being as encouraging as they could be, or you have that one teacher that makes you feel like you're not capable. But just so you know, you're not alone in that, and you are capable. You're going to surround yourself with other people who are, they can be at school, at church, that are going to build you up, so you can remember to build yourself up. And if you can believe in yourself, and you have friends that believe in you, then even when something is challenging, it'll be easier to get through it because you know you're not alone. You're encouraging yourself to move forward. I love you guys so much. Happy studying. Please let me know if you have any tips or tricks that I did not mention in this video that you would like to share, and thanks for watching. I did ask my husband for you guys what study tips he would recommend, and he said to make sure that you're interested in the topic you're studying about. So even if it's a topic that you're not that passionate about, you don't really find it interesting, if you can figure out a way to make it interesting, it'll be easier to study. Or if you can find someone else who's passionate about the topic, it can be more fun to learn. So you can look on the internet and Google or YouTube or TikTok and find somebody who loves the topic that you might find a little bit more challenging and learn that way. And then I also asked my daughter, Stacy, if she could give a study tip, one study tip, what would it be? And she said to just do the work. Because if you spend too much time overthinking about how you feel about doing the thing, sometimes it's hard to get motivated and get it done. But regardless of how you feel, if you could just sit down in a quiet space and start doing the work, before you know it, you'll be done. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye guys.